For many of us as creatives, we have a great sales conversation. We're like, great, this client's ready to go. It's going to be awesome. And then at the end of the phone call, we say, I'll send it all over in a proposal. And then in our mind, we're like, wait, what am I supposed to say in my proposal? How do I format it? Like, what do I need to include? What don't I include? How do I even structure it? What do I do? And then we procrastinate it. We put it off. We kind of keep coming up with excuses. So today I'm going to walk you through my step-by-step process of how we have created a proposal that has sold over 6 figures worth of sales from one document. We haven't had to reinvent this every single time a client inquires. We have one proposal to rule them all. And I'm going to show you this exact process so you can transform your proposal into a client-getting machine. I hope that you're ready. I'm really excited. Now, one of my favorite marketing books is called Building a Story Brand. And it's kind of based on the idea that we as humans, like for all of history, the way we have understood information, the way that we've communicated has always been through story. And so when we approach your proposal, we want to do the same thing. So when it came time for us to create a proposal that wasn't just a pricing guide that we sent off and we kind of were like, I don't know if that's right. Let's hope for the best. When we actually decided, okay, we need to really work on our proposal, I actually applied the story brand framework to create this proposal. So I highly recommend you read Building a Story Brand. If you are into marketing, you're going to love it. Actually, if you run a business, I think it's such an essential read. So highly recommend that. But what we did was we realized, okay, we actually need to understand the problems of our customer better than anyone else. And our proposal needs to address these things. So it needs to actually follow the structure of a story. And if we can do that, we get people out of this logical headspace of making rational decisions based on money, based on what's being delivered, based on information. And whilst that's really important, we actually, when we speak through story, we can actually get people to make decisions from their heart, and it becomes more emotive that way. And that's how we process information best. So if you can employ storytelling in your proposals, in your marketing, in your sales, but importantly in your proposals, you are going to get a better result because you're going to speak to people's hearts instead of speaking to people's heads. It's really, really powerful if you can get this right. Now, the framework I'm going to walk you through, it's really based on story. So you're going to love it. It's going to help you a bunch. Now, when we think like, why do I think most people get their proposal wrong, especially as service providers? Because the proposal is actually a continuation of the sales conversation. What I think happens is you've got your offer, you've got a sales process, and you're working on getting leads. But the missing link for creatives is the proposal. You market like a champ, you have a great sales conversation, only to end up hearing crickets. Let me know, like if this sounds like you. The client ghosts you, or maybe they come up with a lame excuse for why now isn't the right time, even though on the sales call they were like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm in. This process happens all too often. I speak with so many creative service providers who were like, I don't know what happened, they just ghosted me. And they're left wondering, where did I go wrong? What did I do? Where was the disconnect in this process? And more often than not, we underestimate the power of the proposal. We think just because we've had a sales conversation where they've been keen that we don't need to follow it up with a really awesome proposal. And we do. We definitely need to do that. There are 2 key ways that people go wrong in their proposal, and this might sound like you. What it looks like is seriously underselling your services. Most proposals that I see end up being quotes or pricing documents in disguise, when actually a proposal is your opportunity to show your prospect that you understand their problem, you empathize with them, and you have a clear plan to help them get their dream result. If your customer story is Cinderella,
You are the fairy godmother going, hey sister, you need a ride? I'll like sort out this pumpkin and I'll turn it into a like wonderful, I don't know, what was it? A carriage. That's what you're doing. You are helping them. You're guiding them to their dream result. You're not the hero, you're the guide, which is what building a story brand is all about. So your proposal should not undersell what you do. You cannot underestimate the power of your proposal, and you cannot assume people know how you're going to help them. So that's number one, underselling. Number two, it's like the other end of the spectrum, is overwhelming our client with information. Now, remember what I was saying earlier about wanting to speak to our clients' hearts, not their heads. So when we go into information overload, we're actually overwhelming them. And I don't know about you, but when I'm overwhelmed, I don't take action. When I feel overwhelmed with information, I kind of go, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I've got too much info and I don't know what's the right next step. And if I don't have a clear plan, I'm not going to take action with you. I don't know if you ever go to a restaurant and you're like looking at the menu and there are so many options and you are like, what am I doing? What is going on? I don't know what I want. I don't know if you've ever felt like that. My husband and I, we went on our honeymoon. We kind of stumbled on this pasta bar. It was in Hobart in Tasmania and it was called Sunny. And if you've never been to Sunny, highly recommend. It's amazing. We walk into this tiny little hole in the wall. It only seats about like eight, maybe 12 people. And we were like, great, this looks good. Let's give it a go. So they pointed us to the chalkboard on the wall and they were like, great, there's your options. Gave us a wine list and we were like, we like this place already. On the menu, there were 2 pastas. Nothing else. There weren't any entrees. There weren't any side dishes. There were literally 2 pasta options. And Nath and I were like, great. Like Nath loves pasta. It's like his favorite food. So he was like, awesome. And honestly, I think he wanted one of each. So it minimized the amount of decisions we had to make. We were like, great, we can have this or this. How easy. And they didn't start saying, oh, you could have this with the pesto, but you could switch out to spaghetti. If you don't like penne, you could have spaghetti, or you could have spiral, or you could have this. They didn't do that. They were like, hey, here's our 2 options. Do you want this one or this one? And it became that it was like, great, well, I guess I want that one. And there was no stress about the decision because there were only 2 options. And I think sometimes as creatives, we can think, I need to give everyone the a la carte, the whole offering. They should have an entree. They should have a main. They should have like 2 different types of dessert and then a cheese board at the end. Like we think they need all the things when actually they want simple. They just want you to go, hey, these are your 2 options. This one sounds like it's going to be the best fit for you based on what you need, but we've also got this one too. And even when it comes to payment, hey, we've got 2 options. You can pay in full, you save a little bit, or there's a payment plan. You choose. We actually want to minimize the amount of decisions people have to make. I don't know about you, but I've only got a certain amount of decisions I can make in a day. We are busy. Your clients, your dream clients are busy as well. So it's really important that we minimize the amount of options. We make it easy for them to take the next step. Do not overwhelm them with info. You want to give them one simple step for them to take if they want what you're offering. We want to make it easy for people to say yes. We want to make it easy for people to say yes. So let's go into the 7 key elements of a client winning proposal. Number 1 is pain. Remember how we were talking about story? A good story has a complication, right? A good story has a bit like you're entered into this narrative where it's like, oh, there's an antagonist, there's an enemy, and there's a hero of the story, right? It's the same with your proposal. We need to speak to the pain. We need to identify and empathize with their current problem. Number 2 is solution. What we want to do once we've unpacked, okay, this is what you said your problems are. This is what you've said your pain points are. This is our solution for you. So remember, Cinderella, there's a pumpkin. She's running late. She wants to go to the ball and her family were like, no, you can't come. And so the fairy godmother comes in and was like, okay, this is my solution for you. We actually need to say, you've got these problems, that you've got these challenges. Here's my solution for you. Number 3 is plan.
Then from there, once we've gone, hey, cool, this is my solution, this is my offer, then we actually want to share a really simple step-by-step process. Do not share your whole, all what happens internally. Don't be like, and then we send you this contract and then we send you this and then our admin team gets in contact and talks to you about this, and then do not overwhelm them. Keep it 3 to 5 steps max. We just want to actually make it easy for them to see, okay, cool, if I want to go with this solution, here are the 3 steps of how it would work. We really want to make sure that they have clarity on the process without overwhelming them with all the info, right? Number 4 is price. So this is where we actually want to let them know, hey, this solution isn't free. It's going to cost you something. What I love doing when it comes to price, as I said earlier, I love to give people a pay in full option and give them, if they pay in full, they save a little bit of money because it's great for your cash flow. It just means there's less admin following up payment plans and all that stuff. Give them that option. And you'd be surprised at how many people actually want to pay in full and save. So don't assume people won't want to pay in full. And then you want to give them a payment plan. If that works for you, give them, hey, this is the installments. This is how it will look. Don't kind of make it this is the pricing and then we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll charge you weekly or maybe it's fortnightly or monthly. We just want to be hey, pay in full or it's monthly and here's what it looks like. And if you want to kind of ramp this up and take it to the next level, what you can do is in the pricing section of your proposal, make it clickable to go to a checkout page where they can pay online. Because remember, where they're in this story, they're going through this kind of narrative, this arc, right? Where they're starting with the pain. They're yeah, I really need to solve this now. Then we're presenting the solution. Then we're actually saying, hey, this is our plan for you. It's going to be awesome. Then when we get to price, we want to make sure that it's easy for them to buy and commit and take action in the moment. So make sure, if it's possible for you, have a checkout page. You can set this up in Stripe. It's so easy. But if you want to get them to commit, don't make it oh, okay, then I'll send you an invoice and then we'll follow up and we'll do all that. If you can get some money straight up, that's always going to be better because you've got them committing. And where people's money goes, that's where they go, right? So make sure, if you can, add in a checkout link because it just is going to save you time. It's going to save you admin. It's going to help you to get them committed because until someone pays, they're not committed. So even when people come to me and they're like, I just landed this client, I'll be like, great. Has the money come into your account yet? Has the checkout notification come onto your phone yet? If not, they're not in. So we need to make sure we get them to commit by paying, okay? Number 5 is proof. So now what we want to do, once we've presented price, then we actually want to make sure that, because when it comes to price, we want to make sure that people know, oh, okay, this is the price, this is the solution, I kind of get it. But have you helped anyone else like me? That's where we want to have proof. We want to have case studies. We want to have results. We want to have testimonials from past clients. So it's really important that we actually demonstrate authority through proof. So make sure that you're gathering testimonials. Make sure that you are being really strategic with how you actually gather the results of your past clients and make sure that you share them in your marketing and in your proposals. It's so, so important. And what you'll find about each of these 7 key elements is that if you miss one of them, it just doesn't work. You need all of them. They're all essential. So proof is really, really important. Number 6 is action. This is when you've got to confidently ask them to take the next step. So buy now, sign up, get started, whatever that next step is, we want to make sure it's really clear, it's really simple for them to get started. And the final step is the cover letter. Now, this is something different that I don't think many people do, but it really levels up your proposal. And this is the only part of your proposal that I would recommend you personalize, aside from pricing, if you need to do custom pricing. So all we're doing is we're summarizing everything from the proposal into a 1 page that sits at the top of your proposal. As I've said, you only need to personalize this part of your proposal. The rest of your proposal can stay the same so you can rinse and repeat it every single time. Now, this 7-step framework, I love it so much because it means that you don't procrastinate. It also means that when someone inquires, there's no resistance from you because you're like, great, all I need to do is do the cover letter and maybe some custom pricing depending on what your service is. And then I just need to send it off. It's not creating something from scratch every single time, because what happens is if there's resistance in our sales process from us, it means that we don't put ourselves out there as much. So if we can remove some of that resistance, remove any of that part of the process that you procrastinate, you sabotage, you kind of go, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. If we can minimize that, it means that you're far more likely to convert your dream clients. So I want to encourage you, do this work, do it well, do it once, and you're going to see some incredible results. Now, if you need a little more help from us, if you are like, okay, I'm ready to create my proposal, but I don't know where to start, we've put together a checklist. It is so simple for you to follow. All you need to do is click the link below and we'll send it straight over to you so you can create your client getting proposal.